എല്ലാ സുഹൃത്തുക്കൾക്കും നമസ്കാരം. ഞാനിന്ന് നമ്മുടെ പ്രായമാരിലുണ്ടാവുന്ന ജ്ഞാനത്തിനെ പറ്റിയാണ് സംസാരിക്കുക. ജ്ഞാനത്തിൻ്റെ ഡിക്ലൈൻ, അതിൻ്റെ കുറച്ച് ഭ്രംശം ഉണ്ടാവും, കുറച്ച് താഴേക്ക് വരും. അതിനെപ്പറ്റിയാണ് പലരും അത് എനിക്ക് ഷെയർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇങ്ങനെ പ്രായമാകുമ്പോഴൊന്നും എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇങ്ങനെ ഓർമ്മ കുറയുന്നുണ്ടെന്നുള്ള സുഹൃത്തുക്കളൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അതിനെപ്പറ്റി ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറയാമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു. ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തിൽ ഒരു വീഡിയോ വേറെ ഉണ്ടാക്കി. തൽക്കാലം പെട്ടെന്ന് ഞാനൊരു ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലേക്ക് വായിച്ചു അങ്ങനെ വായിച്ചതിൻ്റെയും കുറച്ച് ചിന്തിച്ചതിൻ്റെയും പിന്നെ കുറച്ച് നെറ്റിലൊക്കെ പോയതിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ കൂടിയാണ് അതിൻ്റെ ഫലമാണിത്. അപ്പോൾ അത് ഇങ്ങനെ പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ അത് so it's called cognitive decline in old age. That's one title. Another title is just cognitive aging. So what it means is that our cognition or gnanam, knowledge, or the overall intelligence, I don't want to use the word intelligence, because intelligence is something which we suppose that people have, or if we lose the intelligence, we say that then it's a decline, So I don't want to use the word intelligence, but it's in real life people are testing intelligence tests to find out not what you had and you're getting declined or decreasing, but just testing your intellectual ability. It is a real world situation. They test various aspects of you, like your arithmetic ability, language ability, and all those things, and give you a score. That's all right. But that doesn't translate into your generally cognitive ability means you will have more of positive life experiences. But this IQ quotient, it's called quotient, it's percentage. It does not translate into life situations, like your positive experience with life. Even if your intelligence score is high or low, it doesn't matter actually. But they test your ability. But before going the cognitive decline, I have to make a few general observations. Generalize, saying that what I have to give you is not a good thing, in the sense that our cognitive abilities means ability to, first thing is memory, then another thing is what's called processing speed, the way we process information. Another thing which is called your language ability, that is fluency and all those things, aspects of language, and also your executive functions, how you can live in the world, that is executive functions. All this shows marginal decline as you age, but it's not in early ages of your senility, or if you like your old age. It's generally after 70 years. So I can't say somebody is having memory problems early on before 70 years means he has a pathology. The most common pathology for forgetting things and all those things, memory problems, is the common suspects. First thing is hypertension, another one is diabetes, and also to a certain extent B12 deficiency. These are the three physical things which actually matters in cognitive decline, apart from the other pathological dementias. But dementias may not be as common as hypertension, diabetes. So if you have memory problem, most probably it's related to your disease state, especially diabetes and hypertension, because both these conditions will lead to brain having a lot of problems like vascular problem, and this one cerebrovascular problem, the brain vascular problem. Vascular means blood vessel problem, and also there can be some some scarring in the brain and things like that. So that can even lead to dementia, loss of self. Dementia means not only memory, it's a decline of the whole personality. So that is it. But so then I just go into a few formal things in this one. It is not a given that everybody who ages has a decrease in their mental abilities uniformly. It's not uniform. There is a lot of difference, individual differences there. That difference comes from your what's called cognitive reserve. All of us are supposed to have cognitive reserve. It's actually your early education, the early education means your schooling, your university education, your intellectual activity, and all those things. And all those things before 40 years, 50 years, especially before 30 years, 45 years, like that. Early on. That is that's your cognitive reserve. No amount of later life or latter life activities like you're trying to increase your cognitive ability by engaging in intellectual activities late in life is not going to help you tide off your problems. So in cognitive reserve happens when you are young. That means if you are do not have a cognitive reserve, that means if you are not your educational background is not good, means definitely there will be some decrease in cognitive abilities compared to your peer group when you age. I hope the idea is clear. Isn't it? Because your early education matters a lot. That's what I meant. And also how you are matters a lot for cognitive decline. So what is this intelligence test? There's something called fluid intelligence and concrete intelligence. The fluid intelligence is your ability to cope up with immediate problems. Fluid intelligence, that is your cunningness. And the concrete intelligence is what is reserved in you. It's almost same as cognitive reserve. That is your information, all those things. That is concrete intelligence. So concrete intelligence does not come down in old age. Only your fluid intelligence has some drawback, in the sense that when you age, I will go into what are the things. The first thing is memory. Your memory will decline a little bit. Memory itself can be divided into short-term memory or working memory. It's called working memory. Short-term memory means the ability to retain information, then process that information. Actually, it's related to processing speed also. We don't have working memory, your processing speed will be low. So actually working memory is the ability to recall things like that. It can be tested by the some word confrontation test, things like that. The the fluency test, the number test, all those things. If you can, how many numbers can you count, remember? The sequence of numbers you are able to remember. Then sometimes remember it in a reversed manner. And some group sequences of such sequences, how many can you remember? Or these are tests for fluid intelligence. Fluid intelligence means short-term memory. Because short-term memory is all important. So from short-term memory goes the short-term memory, the repetition will lead to long-term memory. Repetition of short-term memory will lead to long-term memory. But long-term memory is generally divided into declarative memory. Declarative memory means you be able to, you have everything is there. As soon as some cue is given, you can say it is there. You are able to remember your this thing, life events, called episodic memory. What happened today, you can remember. What happened yesterday, that is a long-term memory, one aspect long-term memory. You can retrieve that information, what happened today, you can remember. Then also prospective memory, the retrospective memory, prospective, how many are there? Retrospective memory means you are able to retrieve what happened to you 50 years ago, or when you were married, or when you had your first child, or when you had your first job. All these things are retrograde memory. Those things don't, retrograde memory don't go away generally. But declarative memory will show. Declarative memory means your ability to memorize episodic memory, recent events, can decrease a little bit when you age. Then another part of this, your cognition is language. Language is a very important part of your cognition, because there are many tests to test your language ability. There is something called comprehensive word association test. That you will be given an alphabet, then from that alphabet, how many words can you make, and how fast can you make? That is one test. That's called phonemic fluency. Phoneme means word. Phoneme. Phonetic. From that part of phonetic is phoneme. Phoneme. So how many words can you make? That's one test. Then so many tests are there for this thing. Your language ability. Language ability itself, there is the word is there, then the semantic is there, the meaning. That is word association. Just from image, you understand the meaning of that thing, meaning of the word. That is semantic memory. So word memory, semantic memory. And the long-term memory also involves your what's called it's tested by this confrontation test. You are given a picture, and then you are asked to, for example, you are shown a picture of giraffe. Then you name it, they name it. That is naming. Confrontation, it's called confrontation naming test. And it's seen that when in old age, it's associated with a phenomenon called tip of the tongue phenomenon. Tip of the tongue. It's in the tip of our tongue, but we just cannot get the word. But sometimes if you given a cue, then you can get that word. So like that, it's called TOT, or tip of the tongue phenomenon. That's very common in old age. Most of us are not able to. We know the person, we know the thing, but we just cannot name it. That's called tip of the tongue phenomenon. That's common in old age. It's a part of an old age cognitive change. I wouldn't say decline. It's old age. It doesn't matter actually. Uh, change. Old age. Then that's about memory and this thing language, and closely related is another thing called it's called a processing speed. Processing speed is the your ability to do things, the process things. Process things means as far as memories go, the processing is making the short-term memory into a long-term memory. That's your processing. Another thing, or in working memory, the processing is how you do something. What's the speed of doing it? That's the processing speed. It is said that the processing speed will see all these things are related: memory, language, processing speed, even so many other things. All mental faculties are related, and it's really difficult to separate all these things. But process speed is process speed. It is supposed to be different from executive functioning. Executive functioning. But decreased processing speed will lead to decreased executive functioning. Yeah? So there are the 3-4 things. One is short-term memory or working memory, the memory itself or long-term memory. Then there is the language ability. Then there is the processing speed. Then there is the executive functions. The 3, 4, 5 things are there. 5 things are there. Executive function. So, but as far as language ability is concerned, maybe your the tip of the tongue phenomenon, all these things are there. But whatever you have learned is still there. It is still there. Only you may have to be given some prod or some cue, so that your language ability does not go down at all when you age. And then the final thing is executive function. Executive function means how you are able to execute. Execute involves, first of all, conception. Something you want to do means you have to have an idea what you are going to do. Then there is this planning has to be there. Then a real execution. Then self-criticism. Those are 3-4 things are involved in this executive function. This is otherwise known as prefrontal ability, because it is supposed to be associated with our prefrontal lobes. Prefrontal, because that is supposed to be the center for our intellectual ability. Prefrontal ability, prefrontal function. This is supposed to be a prefrontal function. Which one? This is the executive function. So when a prefrontal problem is there, like degeneration or whatever, like when you have hypertension, for example, prefrontal lobes will, both the gray matter and white matter is found to be decreased in people having hypertension, long-standing hypertension. So then your prefrontal ability, this executive function abilities will go down. Please note that these are not same as dementia. In dementia, there is a complete change in a personality, and it's not memory loss alone. This is normal cognitive aging. This is normal cognitive aging. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay, the message I have to give is nothing to worry. You will have tip of the tongue phenomenon. You will have, you won't be able to name things at your convenience. Then you may have some slow processing speed, maybe some few limited executive functions. Does not matter. This is normal cognitive aging. So the people say that by extracurricular activities you can decrease your this cognitive aging. Unfortunately, it's not true. huh? There is no studies to prove that any kind of extracurricular or your what you call this recreational activity will increase your cognitive ability. People say that if you play bridge or if you play some chess and all those things, or if you do some number tricks and some computer games and all that, your intellectual ability, it is seen and sometimes seen in TV and all those things. That is not true. Actually, the only parameter for your intellectual level is your early reserve, early knowledge reserve. It's called cognitive reserve. That's all. But having said that, there is another thing. All these recreational activities which involve physical activity has positive benefit in I don't know why it's so. It is probably because physical activity increases. It's found that if moderate exercise every day, 30 minutes every day, your cognitive decline will decrease a little bit. They say even up to 30%. I don't believe it. Little bit will decrease in any case. So what you have to do is exercise, physical exercise. Physical exercise will, but don't go and do the inversion like headstand and all that. That is not that will not increase blood flow to them. There is a common misconception that doing yoga and inversing thing, putting your head down will increase the blood flow to the brain and increase. No, that is not there. Actually, it decreases because it has an auto regulation. As soon as you invert, the carotid arteries will start constricting. So that is not there. But real physical activity, like aerobic activity. See, aerobic means A means your this one attention. I didn't mention about attention. Attention also short-term memory. Attention. Attention is quite important. If you want to keep memory, good memory, you should have good attention. Bad attention means bad memory. So attention also goes down when you ready. So in attention, A means it actually there is an acronym called aerobic. Aerobic means attention. E for episodic memory and executive function. And aerobic means reversal of cognitive and bodily incapacity. Aerobic, reversal of bodily and intellectual capacity. Is there with the aerobic? So it's all aerobic exercise. That's the only thing there are studies. There are studies that people doing physical activity will have some protection from decline of cognitive aging as you become old. I think it's a short video, and I hope you get some idea about it. Nothing to worry about cognitive decline. It's a part of aging. We can't stop it, but we can stop it by being more physically active. Good night.